Councilmember Thomas.
Thank you. Thanks, Councilmember Huffman, for sharing about the Metro project. Metro is leading the reconstruction of Hillcroft at Westheimer to West Park. The project is slated to start August 25th. There is another project that's on Richmond from Hillcroft to Dunville. That's a $15 million project. It is extremely delayed. This project, the notice to proceed started in the spring. Should have been done at this time, and we are not. And so my office has received a series of inquiries about the delay. Richmond between Dunville and Hillcroft is a major thoroughfare. And so I'm looking forward to discussing that with HPW during my quarterly report. I also want to highlight that we had a major water leak in the zip code of 77072 on Sunday, actually on Saturday evening. My office was notified on Sunday. I live in the zip code of 072, and I wasn't notified by Public Works. I was notified from an email on a Sunday morning and on social media by residents. And so my ask to Public Works is when there's an emergency happening over the weekend or overnight, for council offices to be included in the protocol, so I don't have to on a Sunday bird dog and track down information that disrupted 3 subdivisions, commercial businesses, and potentially schools as families were getting ready to prepare for the new school week. But I appreciate Houston Public Works' prioritization of making sure that the water was turned on late Sunday evening. So I appreciate your diligence around that. And speaking of public safety, Houston Chronicle and other media sources has covered the closing of Funplex. And I know for many it is a feel-good nostalgia story, but really it's a public safety issue. Issue around Funplex was brought to my office by our skating crew because they were concerned that this location would be turned into a data center. And we are already seeing the complicated nature around data centers in communities. That area has a low to moderate income community. They are concerned about the possible environmental impacts to our water infrastructure, our electrical infrastructure, and our power infrastructure. And although this is a private property issue and they're waiting to see what the market informs them of, I think we have a responsibility as third spaces continue to close in our community, from Astroworld, Waterworld, Celebration Station, you name it. Many of our young people don't have places to go. And when our young people don't have places to go, we'll see upticks of crime with our young people in our community. So we have to work to make sure that our city programs, we can expand those wait lists so those young people have somewhere to go where those neighborhoods are safe. In keeping with the same vein of our young people, many of you probably heard the news that there was a 13-year-old boy shot on South Dairy, Ashford 2 weeks ago, the Sunday before school was supposed to start in Alief ISD. It was a random gunshot. He was sitting on his couch. He was shot in his thigh. He went to the hospital and later passed away. The leadership and the focus of Westside HPD was able to apprehend the suspect within 5 days. So my office has been working with law enforcement on those types of crimes and incidents in our neighborhood, and we're coordinating a community meeting with the subdivision immediately behind the apartment complex and the other stakeholders, because this corridor is under a public safety crisis. And so where we know there's gunfire, there's also lack of resources and other information, so we're working to do that, and that is pending. And so I will be at Super Neighborhood 17, October 8th, to provide an update with you, and we have a scheduled meeting with our West Side commander to talk about that. We continue to have incidents of crime in our multifamily projects. On August 18th, there were 3 young children that were wandering an apartment complex asking for food because their parents were dead on the inside of the apartment. It was a murder-suicide. And so we are also working to track down the status of the individuals, the babies, with CPS. Many community members have reached out to the office wanting to support with donations and in-kind support, and we will work to make sure that that information is shared. I just also want to highlight the importance of making sure that people understand that there's resources available for domestic violence. If you or someone that you know are experiencing domestic violence, please reach out to the Houston Area Women's Center. There's a 24/7 hotline because there's so much at stake with your safety. I have a site visit at Crossview Courts Apartments on the east side of the district. We have experienced several homicides, quality of life disruption at that apartment complex. We're visiting with the owners, the residents. Preve nightclub is right next door. Crossview Apartments has inundated our inbox over the years talking about the quality of life issues, loitering, the unhoused, random gunfire, you name it. It is happening at this complex, and I look forward to working with the owner of the property and Midwest HPD will all be on site together. Thank you, Councilmember Kamen, for mentioning Hurricane Harvey and Hurricane Katrina. Someone with New Orleans blood. This storm was definitely disruptive. As a matter of fact, last week I was in my family chat group, and when I was talking about the memories of the home and how it's gone, and so when I looked on Google Maps, I was crying, and by the end of the text chat, I was smiling with my family, thinking about old New Orleans and thinking about that city and what it has meant to this city. And Houston did what only Houston can do. The city of Houston opened its doors. Our hearts, our schools, our communities, and our city is better for it. So thank you, Houston. And then also the 8th anniversary of Hurricane Harvey, which was the costliest storm in U.S. history, which forced the city of Houston to become more resilient and intentional around public infrastructure, safety, rapid response around recovery. And I'm so excited to share that the last Housing and Community Affairs meeting, there was an update on the down payment assistance related to the Hurricane Harvey. 12 applications have been approved. Now remember, this is down payment assistance up to $125,000. 150 down payment assistance cases are actively open. They're reviewing an additional 3, and the goal is to approve 250, a total of $19.8 million. And so it just goes to show you that recovery takes a very long time, and kudos to the department for moving this program down the line. I just want to, encourage those residents that are in communities to please stay engaged with your civic clubs, stay engaged with your super neighborhoods. Thank you for being an extra set of eyes and ears in the community and sharing this information with our office so we can then rapidly respond to your needs and come up with the plan. Look forward to meeting and greeting with you in a series of ways at apartment complexes, civic clubs. And then I want to also announce the 2nd annual Faith in Affordable Housing, which is Saturday, October 11th. We are excited to roll out that PSA. We have listened to your feedback, and we're curating better panels, better information, and even better speakers. Surprise guests coming soon. Thank you so much.